This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under section. This video is under fair use. Copyright disclaimer under section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticisms, comments, news reportings, teaching, scholarships, and research. Fair use is used permitted by copyright statutes that might otherwise be infringing.
CCNTV, bringing you captivating news since 2019.
Welcome to another episode of Politics and Wellness. I'm your host, Captivating Christian, and of course, today is Tuesday. And what do we do on Tuesday but talk news, politics, and mess, and health and wellness, and a whole jumble of stuff, all rolled into roughly about 2 hours of stuff with you all. Thank you all for being here yet again for this lovely Tuesday. This terrific Tuesday is what I like to call it. Brother Nate, let me know when you're ready. Beautiful people, thank you so much for stopping through as always. And of course, I see you, sir. And of course, I will be doing my rundown shout out for those of you who popped into the room early. Hey, what's going on, Babs? Nice to see you. Chilling in the Heights. What's going on, sir? Auntie Melissa Scott, always a pleasure to see you. Regina, how are you? Nice to see you. Miss Magnificent, welcome. Nice to see you. And last but definitely not least, as always, Miss Patty Duke. You got to say it two times to make sure it sticks. Miss Patty, how are you? Always a pleasure to see you, and you always make me smile whenever I say your name. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing quite well, sir.
Okay, good. Bear with us. StreamYard is a little lagging, so
acting up tonight. Hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah,
Melissa, I hope you're feeling better. Hey, Patty. Hey, Paps. Hey, Shannon. Miss Magnificent.
I hope you're feeling better, Melissa. Good evening, everyone, and once again, welcome. I'm sorry, let me turn this off. I thought it was on silent, but I hope everybody's having a great start to their week. When we departed last week, a whole bunch of stuff started happening. So it's like, sometimes it makes me want to do like a show after the show, like in between, because so much stuff is like happening. I feel like I need to do something else, but no, it's fine. It gives us an array of stuff to talk about. It's just a lot to cover in so little time, but we definitely try to get through as much of it as possible because it's happening out here. So without further ado, we will get this party started. And once again, do note that StreamYard is lagging a little bit, so please bear with us as we just push through as usual. But let's get this show on the road. Hey, T. Danielle, welcome. It's always a pleasure to see you. Glad to see you here on this evening. As I was pulling everything together, it's a lot, so we're just going to get through it. Brother Nate, are you still here? I know it's been lagging a little bit.
Yeah, I'm still here.
All right.
just that slow motion is distracting.
Yeah. It can be.
It's like 5 minutes behind, and my head is just turning. So you'll just have to listen to my lovely voice tonight.
Not a problem, sir. Not a problem. And please let me know if I'm lagging in the chat as well. Then I can avatar it for tonight. It's no big deal. You guys know what I look like. It's not that serious. But what is serious is what's going on. What the hell is going on? Here we go. Talking about this stuff again. And excuse me if I get a little passionate because, of course, this kind of stuff sends me that way. But first, definitely want to send prayers out to all these families that have lost loved ones to senseless acts of neglect, of hatred, and God knows what the hell else is going on. But it's just so like unnerving. I can't even get the words out. It's just like enough. I don't even know what to say. But anyway, let me get to it. Man found dead, eaten by bed bugs in an Atlanta jail, the lawyer says. The family of LaShawn Thomas is calling for a criminal investigation after his death in the custody of a filthy jail cell. In Atlanta, a man was found dead in a local jail after being eaten alive by bed bugs, alleged by his lawyers representing the man's family. The family of LaShawn Thomas, who was 35, is calling for a criminal investigation into Thomas's death for the disclosure and replacement of the local jail, for the closure and replacement of the local jail after allegations that Thomas died in the custody of the jail from bed bugs, and I think they said rat bites and just a whole heap of other kinds of things that was going on here. Officials have placed Thomas in the facility's psychiatric unit, determining that he had some mental health issues while he was there, and he was in like a solitary confinement type of situation. On September 13th of 2022, 3 months after being arrested, Thomas was discovered dead inside the dilapidated cell, which was covered in grime and insects. The cell had been filthy, and the employees wore hazmat suits upon entry. This was by the Washington Post. I mean, at the end of the day, they're still people. Granted, I get it that the crime, you do the crime, you do the time type of situation, but we're the only nation in these kind of developed or super nations that treat their prisoners, so to speak, or people who are incarcerated like this. Nowhere else in the world do they treat, well, nah, not like that.
You mean as a developed country?
Yeah, as a developed country. That's why I was like, then I thought about it. I was like, well, as the developed country, we don't, we treat them just as bad as they do in some quote unquote, as they like to say, third world countries and things and situations. Like and that's ridiculous. That you are entrusted, like you're a ward of the state at the time. So you mean to tell me you can't even trust the state to even be in custody of you for whatever time you are there to serve your time and to be put out as, a changed citizen in society, that you can't even get respect and dignity even there. It's just really pathetic. It really is pathetic. I don't even know what to say. You have any thoughts, Brother Nate, on this?
Yeah. When you're in the custody of the state, they are responsible for you,
right?
And the employees that were working there, why would you work in an environment that you could possibly take home these things?
This
okay, so they're wearing hazmat suits and everything else.
Right.
Why would you even show up for work?
Right.
I think he became really ill because he had open wounds and things,
right?
From the bug bites and possibly rodent bites and things like that. Yeah. So it just fucking amazes me, man. It really does. Just the things that actually go on in these ununited states. Okay, just plain and simple. Right. Just plain and simple. I just don't understand it. The family is going to get paid, but you've lost a loved one.
Right.
You can't. There isn't enough to compensate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, it really isn't, and I don't. No amount of money can return someone's loved one, even if they happen to be incarcerated. You still deprive them of the opportunity of going to visit their loved one because you want to let them live in whatever you deem conducive to them as not being human, or whatever crime they've done that they deserve to live like that. I don't even know what the kind of thought process is behind.
Well, that's what it is. They figure that they did something, that they're animals in a cage, and that's the way they look at them.
Yeah,
and that's exactly the way that they look at them.
But do you treat But the crazy part, they don't even treat their animals like this.
Oh hell no! Don't you?
Right.
Don't you touch Fluffy?
This is what I'm saying. Like even PETA will come down on you for even kind of suggesting anything dangerous towards animals, but we can treat other human beings like this just because they don't look like us. Is sad. There was the sheriff
mentally ill.
Right? Yeah, and mentally ill.
Because they don't have the good sense to that, and the fact that no one either comes to visit them. You go, you check on, you see what's going on in there, and if he's supposed to be getting some type of some mental help, you have to check on him to make sure, because they'll just lock him up in the cell and they'll just call it a day.
Right.
Once he's released and everything, there's no follow up on it. Yeah. But that's why they do what they do. Out of sight, out of mind.
Out of mind, right? Yeah. The sheriff office has added that after an investigation, The Georgia Bureau of Investigations will determine, will determine the criminal charges, if any criminal charges will be warranted in regards to this situation. I don't really have much trust in the state's bureaus of investigation or the state's Justice Department. And the reason why I say that is moving towards the next story. Of course, we recall the story of the young lady who went on vacation with her friends, Shaquilla Robinson, or her so-called friends, in which they all came back home and she did not. And then they, created the story that she had alcohol poisoning. Now, the federal investigation says that the U.S. Attorney's Office decided that they will not pursue charges against the death of Shaquilla. But as I read many of the other articles in regards to this, it said the state, the state department, the state attorney general will not press charges. I don't know if they then, if the family has any recourse to then ask the attorney general to open an investigation, because I just find it, it's South Carolina, and no offense, but I'm just like, I wouldn't see them pressing to do an investigation. I know this has gotten tons of media attention, but they don't value, and I say that because they don't value our lives. They don't value our lives. We can look right now at the statistics that Black women have gone missing in great numbers, and nothing has been done. Nothing. All we do is talk about it. Those who do talk about it, but nothing has really been done. There is no large federal investigations being done. But let Becky go missing, and we will hear about it until either Becky is found dead or alive. We'll be plastered day in and day out with your evening news, and they will be all kinds of stories on her and her life and what happened leading up to her disappearance. But there should be a federal investigation, because it just doesn't, none of it adds up. I mean, it just doesn't. From the situation that happened, from the actual videotapes or video clips, rather, that we've all seen, up until how the actual authorities handled the situation, and then allowing all of those people involved to leave and go back home, and then to try to get the Justice Department involved to kind of extradite them back to Mexico. I thought that would have been a tall order to fill, because there's a lot more involved in that. And again, they don't see value here. I definitely think that there should be some charges, and I'll stop and let you go, Brother Nate, because I'm lost for words.
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out whether were they having issues with the Mexicans as far as their investigation, for them to just pretty much they just abandoned the case.
Right. Right. Well, I mean, I think part of it is because, one, Mexico, that's their tourism is their thing. That's how they make their money. Majority of their economy comes from tourism. So if you keep lagging this story on, and all these other things start happening with the Black couple that was kidnapped by one of the cartels, the other lady who went to go get the BBL or whatever she went to go do, and then that went awry, and some people ended up dead. So it's really, even though they choose not to go, after this because they don't want to mess up, quote unquote, Mexico's tourism bucks, it's still not looking good. With all the news stories that have come up, it's still not looking good. But yeah, this young lady needs justice, and I think I really hope that they reconsider. I mean, granted, I don't expect much from her state's Justice Department to do anything, because I don't. But I do expect the federal government to step in and really investigate. I just don't see. I don't see it. I really don't see it. Unless Mexico plans on paying the family a whole bunch of money, and then they feel like, oh, we're not going to pursue it any further. That's the only way I see this going away. Other than that, I would fight like hell. I would fight like hell, because there's no way. There's no way. Because then if that's the message that you're sending, plan for a lot of people to start planning to do things like this, so they know that they can get away with it. Because that's all you're signaling at this point.
True. Yeah. And then too, it's not as though she was attacked by some locals or something there. These were people in the room, and they had the video. I mean, how much more evidence do you need? Here you have a woman being attacked in the nude.
Yeah.
And you had one of her so-called friends videotaping it.
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah, I mean, it's just I just don't. I'm really not getting it. I'm not getting any of this. None of this is making any damn sense. This is going to be like the new title of this one. Makes no goddamn sense, because I'm just at a loss for words of all of it. It's like none of this makes any sense. And, we always go back and forth with if we start valuing our lives, they would value them. The hell about them? How about we just focus on us? We just need to start valuing each other more than we do, because all of this is just making me sick. It's like with this new hate crime, and I'm gonna just call it what it is. It was a hate crime, period. But of course possible hate crime. There's nothing possible about it. This young man. Thank you. This young man went to the wrong house looking for his sibling. And this 84?
84.
This 84-year-old man opened fire on Raphael Yardley.
Yo.
Is it Yo? My bad.
Yo.
Yeah. Demanding, and the family is demanding justice. The community, of course, is demanding justice. It happened in Kansas City. The young man was looking, like I said, for his siblings, and rang the wrong doorbell. What the hell? Like, you rang the wrong doorbell. Oh, sorry. You get your gun and immediately open fire. Like, and this whole kind of stand your ground thing that these racist bigots are standing on is bullshit. Like, again, if they don't charge this 80-something-year-old man with exactly what he needs to be charged with, and we don't sit there and talk about, well, he's old, or he mistaken, or he thought, fuck that. A 16-year-old kid. And as you can see, of course, they tried to run and find pictures of this young man, of course, to make him look like, well, he kind of looks suspicious, but there's nothing you can find.
No, he's in the band. He's a good student.
Right, he's in the band. He's a good student. He was picking up his sibling, and this old ass racist white man, because some black kid came knocking at your door, you felt the need to get your gun and shoot a hole in him for what? And thank God he
twice.
Yeah, right.
Okay,
right.
And the more I think about it, he meant to kill him, because he shot the door for one thing, but he shot at his head. If you go to the gun range, the instructor always tells you shoot for the body mass, because it's the larger area to hit.
Right.
But he shot him in the head while on the ground. Then he shoots him again.
Right.
Okay. Now the shit that really pisses me off is when the boy was able to get up and run to neighboring houses. He went to 3, And on the third one, somebody finally opened the door, but they made him lay face down with his hands up. And that's where he passed out.
Right.
Okay. Now they did charge the old guy with 2 felony charges.
Right.
But they're talking about that stand, like you were saying, the stand your ground rule. But how can you use that as a defense when he shot through the door? People come on your porch all the time. You know how many Jehovah's Witnesses I would have popped a cap in
But this is
coming
what
up
I'm
on my
saying.
porch.
But this is exactly what I'm saying. From that to people, looking to fix your gutters or your siding or do something. Like, I mean,
Or your neighbor.
Lord, work your neighbor.
Your neighbor's kid comes over for whatever reason to check on you or to ask to borrow something. Is this what you're going to do?
Right. So you what you're basically telling, and this is why I'm so like, all you're doing is ushering in this kind of what's that fucking movie? What is that? The movie where you get to kill people like one time a day. Purge. It's ushering this type of purge mentality that you get to do this one time and it's all right just to get this out, just to get this feeling of hatred and frustration towards people that don't look like you. So what? Somebody came and knocked at your goddamn door. Like, you're old enough, you've been on this planet long enough to know that somebody knocked on your door and they were at the wrong house. You said, excuse me, who you looking for? So and so. I think you have the wrong house. And just going about your business. Like, I really didn't understand from Amazon to anybody else. Like, what gives you the right to then shoot through that door for what? At a kid. Yeah. It's just real.
You heard his first defense. He was so tall.
Oh my God! Like you mofos need to you need to find something else to do. Like, if you're not, move to Florida. I don't know what to tell you guys. Like the weakest people, I mean, just the weakest people.
No,
they
boycott.
The weakest people, they talk all that shit. They talk a good game, but they got to have something with them in order to do something. Like, it's just ridiculous. It really is. And if they don't throw his old ass in jail, which I think they should throw his old ass in jail, I can't stand that other old ass dying white woman. What's her face? Carolyn Bryant. Throw her ass in jail. Goodbye. Spend your last breaths where you should be, locked up. This is ridiculous, and there's no way that this man should be able to get away with this. But of course, again, you have these Republican lawmakers in these states creating these actual little loopholes for people and mofos like him to kind of get through.
It protects their constituents.
It does.
Just like the stand your ground rule, that they'll go ahead and they're getting their people to take us out.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's exactly what they're doing. They're getting their people to take us out. But they did not charge him with a hate crime.
No.
Because they said that they did say that with their law system, the hate crime wasn't heavy enough. It would not have given them what they really wanted. But then you had to look at the police. How they handled it from the beginning.
Right.
You take somebody down, you have them questioned, you hold them for 24 hours, then you let them go back home. If this doesn't remind me of the Trayvon Martin case.
Yeah, Trayvon Martin, what's the other one?
Take your pick, it's so many.
Yeah. Ahmaud Arbery, all those. I mean, what are we saying here? Like, we saying it without saying it. It's like it's a free for all, and I feel bad for my nephews and my nieces. Hell, for myself. Shit,
you better be afraid for yourself.
It's so ridiculous. And I don't have I don't have much of a filter.
Go to some white person's door And they say you big. They say you big. and you, okay,
and I'm not.
no,
They would
all in the right space.
Well, then that would mean they was looking at the wrong thing. Stop looking down there and look up here.
Ooh, they might be blowing a glory hole through that door. Anyway.
Just absolutely crazy. But I just think, in all seriousness, this shit has got to stop. Like this doesn't make any sense. I don't want to see another march. I don't want to see another protest.
Yeah, well, that's the only reason why they sped it up is because those people showed up at his door.
Yeah. Of course, because that's what needs to start happening. No, we don't need to protest. We don't need to march. We don't need to burn down other cities so then wealthy white businessmen can come in, buy it up, and all of a sudden there's gentrification all over again. No, we don't need to do all of that. We're not doing their job for them no more. Just show up to the person's door. That's what we need to start doing. Yep, because Grandpa ain't gonna be able to go out and get his medicine because he's gonna be too afraid that there's gonna be a whole bunch of Negroes at his door.
He'll get his medicine. They'll probably put him in that roach-infested jail cell as the previous story.
Just ridiculous.
The thing with the police officers too is the excuse that they gave them, that they gave everybody, was that they were waiting to take a statement from the kid. So you're telling me that if the kid had died, you just let this motherfucker walk. Excuse me, y'all.
Yeah, that's it.
You let him walk.
No,
you let him walk, and that's exactly what she sat up there, and she looked so stupid. And I wish I was a fucking reporter because I'd have asked her that. So you would just let him walk if the kid hadn't survived?
Yeah. Because basically that's all it is. That's all it is, because it's one person's story against the other, and more than likely they would believe. Which I mean, they keep calling this man white. He looked.
No, he looked a mess. That's what he looked.
Yeah, he looked a hot mess, but he looked like a white man, Spanish looking kind of person to me. I mean,
I can tell he had folds on folds.
Yeah, he had a.
But this one quick thing I was thinking about: why don't we have a session or a class, no more than a week, to train our kids what to do and what not to do, not to really put yourselves in that type of situation, and to make them really push it, to make them aware of what's going on nowadays.
Yeah,
because you may think you're going over to a friend's house or whatever. They're in a mixed neighborhood. You just have to use that sixth sense that it's just not safe. Everywhere that you go isn't safe.
Yeah.
And I think we should have like a class, because it's not necessarily so that everybody's getting to talk at home.
Yeah, but I mean, I even feel bad that we even have to have a class.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be like a whole summers. It could be a week.
No, I know what you mean. It just brings me in the mindset of like the Emmett Till conversation that his mother had with him before.
Then you can show them the examples, and you can explain to them, this is what happened, and this is where the young person went wrong, and this is the result. And then you should also show them, this is how the media is going to treat you, because now not only if you should happen to get killed, they're going to try to kill your memory.
Yeah, they try to kill your whole character. And so the violence that was done against you can be justified. And that's the part that's absolutely sick. And other sickness, and definitely prayers out to his family and to him for recovery and Godspeed. Is going to be a journey. But definitely justice for that young man.
But he's raised a pretty good amount of money. It should cover his medical bills. I don't know their medical situation, but it should cover his medical bills. But you know what? You damage him. He will never be the same again.
No. His mother said that. His mother said just that on CNN the other day, that he will never be the same. He will never be the same. He has recovery, of course, to go through, but mentally he will never be the same. His whole innocence as a kid, stuff he didn't, he knew of, I'm sure, but didn't have to worry about because it was never presented to him. It's like, wow, now you have to anybody you encounter, it's like they could be a possible threat, but they want to sit there and call us the threat. And you know, at any moment, you get an argument with somebody or disagree, and they feel like they have the authority over you to just in your life is absolutely ridiculous. It makes no sense. No sense. And when they're doing it and the cops are doing it, hell, it's like, well, what the hell? Where can we go to get peace, justice, or anything? It's just ridiculous at this point. Yeah. Speaking of other bullshit, Oklahoma, Oklahomans or Oklahoma governor, people are calling for his resignation because he was recorded saying racist shit.
Oh, it wasn't the governor. It was some board people. It was
yeah. I know.
Okay. You said the governor.
Yeah, I was getting into. Yeah, well, the article said the title said the governor, but it was some people on the board that they're pushing for the governor to have these people resign. But of course, they was trying to. It's CNN. They was just trying to splaz it up by saying the governor, but it was some county officials. And of course, they're doing the same thing. Oh, we'll look into it. We'll see. He'll do an investigation. There's no investigation. It's clear.
You wouldn't get no clear, even though you couldn't understand them because the accents were thick as hell.
Right. Them old Southern drawls and stuff was very thick. But I mean, they really talked about, and you can watch it, you know, whenever.
Make sure you turn on the closed caption.
Yeah,
because you will not. Seriously, their accents are really thick, and you will not understand a word that they're saying.
Right, but they talk about lynching some black folks and doing other things to black people and people of color right now. Like not, you know, what we used to do back in the day in my meemaws and them. No, they talking about right now what they would like to do. And these are officials that are voted in. These are, you know, these are your public officials. So, yeah. Again, they don't have to hide anymore. And as much as we sit here and do all these speeches and no racism and racism doesn't have a place here. Oh, it does. It has a place here. It has a place.
No, we're not a racist country. I want to play all of them. I want to play all of those.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris, was it Tim Scott?
Tim Scott with his
Jay-Z.
It's like, of course, they pay you top dollar to talk this shit. Just like, you know, that's like what's her name? Black China and her search for Christianity. And I'm not knocking anybody's walk, but
you need to pick another one.
Good, you're broke right now. You need the money. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody was looking into your OnlyFans. Nobody's doing all this. So now all of a sudden you need some money. So these here we go with these evangelicals whispering in your ear, you talk all this conversion stuff, we'll throw you some money to help you support your kid and your lavish lifestyle. And all of a sudden now you so, you know, and it's just like, come on, y'all. Like, y'all got to see this is what it is. These people are getting paid for these gigs. This is paid gigs for these people that are used to this lavish lifestyle and they want to maintain it. How do you maintain it if things are changing and things are shifting? You go with the change and the shift. I mean, she was just popping it wide open last year. Oh, now all of a sudden you had a change of heart.
She figured out she wasn't gonna get no tax refund. That'll make you change your religion real fast.
Right, you on the Zeus network. You and your mother going back and forth, going at it. Oh, now all of a sudden you got this change of heart. All this is just this is so fucking much. Yeah. I'm just over it all. It really is.
I want to shout out to everybody coming into the chat. Thank you very much. Crackhead Willie, you done changed up. I ain't recognize you. I was like, who is this? It's me. It's Crackhead. I was like, oh, look at you. Get out of here. That's the one thing that's great about America. You can always change your shit around. Nobody even know who the hell you are. Hey, AR, how you doing?
That all depends on man. That all depends on who you are. Welcome everybody to the chat. I'm sorry, I'm just rambling, but definitely don't hold it against me. Welcome, and it's nice to see you all. It's just so much that I just it's frustrating. But here's some more frustrating Why not just add it on?
And then you just hand out more, right?
Yeah. Just when you think there's no more, here's a little justice. 2 citizens, right, that were victims of George Floyd's murderer, Derek Chauvin, were awarded, I guess, together a total of $8.9 million. Now, the first question I had is, if he wasn't guilty and if he didn't do anything illegal, meaning the officer, that threatened anybody's life, why are you awarding his other victims that happened to live through his cruelty $8.9 million? I'll wait.
Yeah, these were victims before George Floyd.
Before George Floyd, yeah. And one of the victims,
he had been practicing on them.
Yeah, this is what. And one of the victims was awarded the most. John Pope Jr. received $7.5 million. Again, but this man does not. He didn't do anything wrong. He was doing what he was trained to do. Yeah, come on, bullshit. Save me with it. Save me with it all. It's all of it's this gang culture of protecting these professional gangs. That's all this is. You have your street gangs and you have your professional gangs. And I'm sorry for those of you who wear the blue or support the blue. They're gangs. They are gangs, and they're supported financially through these police unions and state government. And they do what the hell they want to do as long as they, quote unquote, keep the numbers down so other people can feel safe. But they run these streets and they do the worst, and they don't have no consequence whatsoever, because who's going to foot the bill? You and me. You looking at like $8.9 million. Oh, that family going to get a lot. Where do you think it's coming from? Mm-hmm. So when the school gets shut down, or the programs get taken out of your school or your neighborhoods, and you trying to figure out, well, where all these things go? Why are the roads like this? Why don't we have any lights in our neighborhoods? And it's unsafe for kids to be walking from school after dark or outside or whatever. That's why. Because they'll take the money from that. And while these police unions continue to have more and more money poured into them from the NRA to Republican and Democratic donors who don't want to defund the police because we need the police. You need the police for what? What you need them for? Oh, I know what you need them for. They keep the order. They keep the order. Right. They're law enforcement. Right. So they don't have to answer to nothing. That's funny. So people in charge of enforcing the laws don't have to answer to nothing. And apparently the highest court in the land, the justices, don't have to answer to nothing. So we have 2 spectrums of this government that don't have to answer to nobody. And they happen to be the ones who interpret and enforce the laws, and the other ones who make sure that you're following them. I'm not understanding. Something seems a little mixed up here. It could just be me. I don't know. But I'm just saying it just don't make sense. You got Uncle Clarence Thomas over here raking up millions. Okay? That white man thought it was so nice. I'm going to buy your mother's house and she's going to stay in it for as long as she wants to. You mean to tell me his old, crusty, black ass couldn't have bought his mother's house so she could stay in it for the rest of her life?
Clarence let his mother live in that house with a raggedy roof while him and Jenny gallivant around.
Now, if he didn't give a fuck about his own mother, what made you do that? You even took the house and renovated the entire house. I mean, the shit don't make sense.
No, but then the lies that they told that they were going to eventually, I guess after her demise, turn that into a museum of where he lived. But then why are you putting in a carport and new fencing all around and you know,
they had a real estate company. So you mean to tell me you were going to use that house for the shell real estate company that you didn't have, that you were funneling money through? Like this?
Yeah, because he originally had it, But then it's defunct, like what, in 2005, something like that?
2005. Yeah, but this
It's been gone a long time.
long time. But this is what they do. You even had Herschel Walker recently get discovered that he sorry, my hair keeps pushing my head up. He had the fake or shut down car wash that he was campaign funds out of that didn't exist.
That's so all the vampires and shit was hanging.
And the werewolves and shit.
The werewolves.
It's ridiculous. It really, really is ridiculous. But I don't know if there's anybody who's going to stand up and really say something about it, because I'm sure that they're going to go, oh, okay, fine then. You're going to tell my business, I'm going to tell yours too. And it'll start spilling like that. So everybody's kind of like, I'm afraid. I'm afraid to really go deep. No. He should be exposed like everybody else. Yeah, justice for Anita finally, because she deserved it, because she tried to tell you guys he was a nasty old.
All I keep thinking about is pubic hairs on Coke cans.
That's it. Long John Silver. Just disgusting. Let's see. What else we got here? Everything else didn't kind of populate the way I wanted it to. No, I did that one. What's this? No, thank you. What was this? We just talked about that. Clarence Thomas and his vacations and thousands of dollars. And not only him, really, Christian Cinema, that monkey hunky, and Joe Manchin.
Yeah.
The
same guy.
Same thing. He's been funneling money to all three of them. All three of them.
And what do they all have in common? What have they done?
I'll wait. These people are just totally in the pocket of these wealthy, very wealthy billionaires. And they construct how they want society and what they want society to look like. And these lawmakers that you vote for follow lock and step. But that's why the plan altogether was for Christian Cinema to do what she did if they lost, if the Democrats won a majority of the Senate. That's what she was supposed to do. And she did just what she was supposed to do, what she was paid to do. Joe too, Uncle Clarence, he's been doing that since he sat on the bench. What he's been paid to do.
After he's reaped the benefits of affirmative action.
Because he's not
hard for everybody else.
That's it. Because you can't make it to where I am. You're not allowed to make it here. I got here. You can't. Get the hell out of here. I mean, and there's no way. I mean, people still talking about, well, he may not know what his wife is cooking. How the hell he don't know what that white?
Oh yeah, he know.
Marshmallow.
All of it's a money grab.
Yeah, of course. I mean, that part, of course, it's about taking the money, keeping the money for themselves. Forget about everybody else. But we can sit here and talk about how we care about the working person, and pulling yourself up by your bootstraps, and all this other kind of bullshit that they throw out. But it's like the reality is they don't give a shit about these people at all. Like I just find it to be totally sickening. Just like it's really like, what the hell? But they're concerned about TikTok.
Right.
Montana is getting closer to becoming the first state to completely ban TikTok. What the fuck?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they've already have some colleges that have already started to block it, but you can't use their Wi-Fi to stream it, but you can use your your cell service,
your personal cell service. Yeah, but I'm just like, of all the things, of all the things that you want to concern yourself about, everybody wants to be the first state to do it, but you gonna concern yourself with being the first state to ban TikTok? Get the fuck out.
Yeah, well, it would be a big move, because these platforms
looking for their 15 minutes. So I can't
well, but these platforms allow us to communicate with light speed. Okay. Yeah. Look how fast these stories just over the weekend, how these stories, we're hearing things from different parts of the country about what's going on. And they don't want us to communicate. That's why they want to block it. Yeah. They're so concerned about TikTok because it's backed or owned by a company that is part of the Chinese government. But they don't say anything about
the United States that are owned by the Chinese government.
That's right. Now we have all these other ones that are here: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. They leak more information. Well, shit, they didn't got to worry about that because they got motherfuckers at the Pentagon leaking information on Discord. Okay, but the whole thing is, they watched, when we were home for those 2 years and had all those protests, how fast information traveled.
Right.
They couldn't keep up with that shit because these old motherfuckers don't know the difference between anything. Okay.
They don't. But that's the thing too. They don't know anything about how the technology works and how to actually get the stuff out there. But they want to kind of contain it as much as they can and as quick as they can to stop people from being informed about what's going on.
That's right. And once they do it with one, they will do it with all. Because the internet is wild, wild west anyway. It's pretty much nobody's regulated it. That's why you especially back in the day, you could get away with a lot of the stuff that you wanted to. But once they don't want the repercussions of people censoring what information that they're allowed to consume.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So once they do it with that one, all the rest are going to fall like dominoes.
Yeah, no, I get that. I definitely see that happening quite soon because when family bought Twitter, the only reason why he bought it is so he can control the narrative on his side.
Because he just shut down. God, what is the shit? The one that's leaking. The guy that was running the brothel for the rich people that was murdered in jail. Epstein, is that his name? Epstein. Okay, well, he was leaking pages from that, and they showed the list. He got pissed. You heard the one with Donald Trump, right?
Yeah,
sleeping with Donald Trump and a list of 4 other men were taking turns with a 13-year-old girl.
Yep.
Okay.
That's why they sniped him. That's why they assassinated him with no problem.
And they took him out, and I thought they were going to get the woman too. So
no, see, I don't know what the hold is on that. I really don't, unless she knows.
Well, they might have made her security ultra tight after Epstein died.
But who? I mean, because it'd be like everybody's kind of in bed, so who would have?
Well, they're not gonna tell everybody just leave out the room for 15 minutes. We're gonna be gone. I mean, who are you gonna get? And they figured too, if they got him first, that would send a message to anyone else just to shut up. And then two, you don't know if they paid her off.
Yeah, that too, or paid her family, handsomely. Like you may not be able to leave jail, but
hey, y'all, that was on Twitter. God, what is the guy that's shit? The guy with the mask. Shit. But he's leaked a lot of other information. He did the other serviceman that had leaked stuff from the Pentagon. I can't remember what the hell his fucking name is. But he always wears a mask. It goes by that pseudonym. But they had the book because they hacked the government and got a hold of these pages, and they had a list. And they actually had the number of times they slept with the girl and the order.
I'm sure.
Once Elon Musk found out about it, he killed their page. But of course, they have a backup page. They put it on the backup page.
Right. Uh, it's so much craziness. I mean, they should have just let it out to begin with. I mean, at this point,
it's out. It's out there. It's all over the place. It's sat out there. It's probably been out there longer than those Pentagon papers that was sitting over in Discord for months, all because a 21-year-old serviceman.
Yeah. That didn't have the clearance to be looking at the documentation to begin with.
But he took pictures of it on his kitchen counter.
Yeah.
He took the papers home and then put it out, all because some kids on the Discord, I guess they didn't believe him that he could get this information, and he got the information. That's how easy it was.
He got
anonymous. Thank you, AR. Anonymous. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I always thought Anonymous was just the TV show. It just seemed real, that type of thing. But Anonymous, yes, they shut his one page down, and he popped up with his backup page and put that out. And of course, everyone, snapped clips of it before they did anything else. But that's all that was. This has been a very very heavy week. It's a lot of shit. Every time I turn around, it was something else.
There was something going on.
I'm just trying to keep up with Uncle Clarence. His thieving ass. He always got that thieving ass uncle, always scheming and shit.
Always trying to make a buck or steal somebody's buck. But anyway, in New Jersey, the governor has signed an order making the state a haven for trans kids seeking health care. Of course, this on the rise with the Don't Say Gay bill, which is not supposed to be about gay. I don't know. But there's with the rise in the attack of LGBT people in the community, trans people, some blue states are actually stepping in to actually make a difference and not be so I don't even know the word. Hateful.
Yeah,
I mean, towards people that are different.
Pretty much. You have an underground railroad for trans, and because they're going after everyone.
Right.
So
this week, Governor of New Jersey. Mm-hmm.
Oh, and like I was saying, that's another reason why they want to shut down these platforms.
Yeah.
Because how else can you hook up and
organize?
Organize like groups, people that think like yourself.
Right.
When the government, because look at our federal government, they haven't said a word. All this shit's going on. Got all these damn bonfires all over the place.
Not a word.
Doing it, and not a peep. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, they're more concerned about protecting Donald Trump at this point right now. Okay.
But I think he's just a distraction. I could care less because he's been getting away with everything, and what he does not affect me.
Right.
At this point. Now, if he becomes president again, that's something different. But right now, he does not affect anything, in my daily life. But yet everybody, with the things that these states are doing, they're they're just overturning everything left and right. I thought that we were becoming a more civilized society, and we're not. We're just going backwards. And white people will be the ones that destroy their United States.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I'm here for it. I just don't want to get caught in the crossfire.
Once they destroy it, what will be left is the question.
It won't be much because they'll be jumping off of buildings, which means y'all brush up on your resumes. There'll be some job openings.
Some job openings.
Oh yeah, because the motherfuckers shit. The goddamn bank closed. A bill is late. They'll go and they'll take the whole family in the garage and the whole family.
Yeah, that part is true. So like I said, the governor of New Jersey, Murphy, a Democrat, has signed an executive order making the state a safe haven for health care for providers and transgender refugees. Get that, fleeing other states. It's crazy that we have to address our fellow citizens as refugees because they're fleeing from one state to another state just to get health care or just to survive, live, and be themselves. That's ridiculous. That is absolutely ridiculous.
And understand too that they're forcing. If you're in that one of those states where you could no longer get your medication, they're forcing these people to detransition.
Yeah, 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 yeah. Get on list, all types of stuff. I mean, this is it's unreal. It is unreal the lengths that they are going to actually creating a database to round up people. But yet we always did talk about the Holocaust and what an atrocity that was. But they're doing the same things. They're doing the same things right before our eyes, and it's just like, what the hell are y'all like? What
And
are we
understand that the abortion things that are going on falls in with that also.
Right.
Because now you have states that are making it against the law for you to go to another state to have an abortion. You won't be able to go. You may not be able to go back home.
But did you also get a load of this? Some of those evangelicals out in Florida with this quote unquote "don't say gay" bill got a taste of their own medicine, because in the very bill that they've been pushing, and Ron DeSatan has been championing so much. There's a clause in the bill that you can't address the students as Mr. and Mrs. Things of that nature, or Miss or whatever. So all that has to be taken out. So you can't, you can't talk about pronouns, because of course the whole thing was the they, she, he kind of thing. They wanted all that out. So in keeping with how they set their own law up, you can't call a male child sir or a female child miss or whatever. And they're angry about that. They're like, but you wrote it. This is what you wanted, right? This is just what you wanted. You don't want any pronouns. So with no pronouns, that means no pronouns for nobody.
That's right, for nobody. Did you read AR's? Where he says this will also affect heterosexual people who also need these gender-affirming drugs, which is true.
Right.
You won't get your blue pill. That's all you got to say. Your dick won't get you. You better find another. You better get some cock rings.
You better do something.
Or for the people can't get some.
Lindsey Graham's gonna be in trouble.
That's
he can't
right.
Get his poppers. Lord knows they be blowing his little back out.
Can't get no testosterone, can't get no estrogen, and there are people, heterosexual people, that use that also. Right. It goes for every bit because it's the same, it serves the same purpose.
It sure does. Let's see.
I guess cock ring sales will go up now.
Sure. Well, I mean, you got to have a big enough.
Why they come in sizes?
No, I don't know.
Yeah, they come in sizes. They can't have one size fit all, because
I mean,
that's just a lot.
You get a cock ring, just get a rubber band and just tie it on.
That's what I was saying. Or just get rubber bands. Just remember to take it off, because your shit be dead. Your wood will be dead.
All that blood just rushing.
Why is it that dark ass purple? What the hell happened? You burn it?
Wake up! Speaking of burning and half dead, Mitch McConnell vows to return to the Senate after the GOP leader was making plans. They thought he was making plans for his successor, since he fell, broke his hip and his lip and everything else. He said he's coming back. He's coming back better than ever. He's shining up his turtle shell, and he will be on the floor ready to kick some ass. Do you believe it? He's 79 years old.
No, he needs to go. Dianne Feinstein needs to go. They were talking about her today anyway.
They were talking about her today. It looks like what's the name? Katie. What's that Congress? The Senate? Not Senate. She's a Congresswoman. She was just on Bill Maher's show.
That's not the one. That's the whiteboard woman.
The white, the whiteboard. She wants to run for her seat when her election season is up. But I don't know. They're calling for someone to take Feinstein's place while she is doing treatments or whatever she's going through, because of course they need her vote to push forth these judges, these federal judges and stuff. That she's been the holdup. So they're looking for someone to replace her seat.
She has dementia. She don't even know where she is. She's like she wherever Joe is. That's where she is. Her and Joe at the same place. That's where they are.
Well, Joe can get better medicine than she can. So
shit, as much as all of them motherfuckers, excuse me, all of them people in there stealing.
Yeah. I mean, she wouldn't know the difference. But so Mitch McConnell plans to make his way back. Old turtleneck is planning to come back to the Senate. You know, just a few months ago, he had a little tumble, and which I thought was more of a big tumble. And
but you saw him walking down them halls. He had about 5 people on each side of him. Just why don't you just put him in a wheelchair and let him?
That's it. Well, because you don't. They think that that's a sign of
optics. What's the optics? Yeah.
Right. When you see that they're looking like you could barely walk anywhere, I don't see the difference. But whatever. Let's see. What was this about? Fight erupted outside of Anarch mayor blows up at a contentious city hall council meeting, basically telling one of the constituents you want to take this outside.
I mean, it's getting real.
It's like that.
I like when they throw shoes. They wear them old raggedy shoes. You ever see them throw shoes?
Yes,
they know they can't run up. They can't run up. That fast, and they get them old raggedy
crusty shoes. But
whatever. They really broke in because they just fold up.
Like they folded up at the toe and shit.
All curled up. You take them off, they look like elf bad shoes.
Like cute elf shoes. Somebody's making cookies, but and of course with the special counsel, also in other news, reportedly examining if Trump actually had national secrets and was trying to get money from. Who's not surprised that this motherfucker was stealing the because he talks about it all the time when he mentions Nixon and how the United States government paid Nixon for the secrets that Nixon took from the White House. That's what he's referring to, and that's why he took some of the stuff that he knew was valuable because somebody told him, hey, this is valuable. You can get a lot of money for this. You can get some money for this. You can get some money for that from whomever, be it the Saudis, be it the U.S. government themselves, be it Putin, whomever. That's his plan. That was his goal. So that's why he took the information that he took. That's why when he knew that the Justice Department was headed to Mar-a-Lago to raid his place, because of course he had to get being that he was the president of the United States, he still gets the information to know that, hey, they're coming, they're on their way. He took some information with him on the plane, as you see the video, if you've seen it, with him, they putting the information on the jet. He gets on the jet with the boxes and takes off.
Yeah, remember the key words. I have the right to declassify anything that I deem to
be declassified. Yeah,
I called up Vladimir and asked him what did he need.
I called the Saudi
what's his name, or whatever his name over in China. What do you need? Everything has a price.
And whomever pays the most gets the most.
He was padding his retirement plan. That's exactly what he was doing.
Yeah, well, I mean, why do that when you got people? All you got to do is say they're about to send me to jail, and you raise within 3 days nearly $8 million within 3 days, just for saying that you were going to go to jail from people that don't have the money. They can't even bail themselves out of jail.
Look, if you like me and I'm complaining about eggs, you don't have the money.
I mean. It's just ridiculous. Like, here, this man got his own money to pay his own, and not to mention he ain't paid a lawyer himself since he's been a private citizen. Cause The Republican Party has been paying his legal fees. They can't even pay to get a goddamn candidate to run for anything because they too busy paying his legal fees.
Hey, Black Culture TikTok.
You can't even make this. You can't even make this shit up. Sorry about that. I don't know why that popped up, but you can't even make this shit up. So last week we talked about Fed Now briefly, which was supposed to be like the new Cash App. Well, basically, and of course, China has already started this kind of thing, and some other places, especially when Miss Rona was around, hot and popping. They would cut off your card. You cut off your finances. So if you thought you were just going to go out, if they put lockdown in and you thought, oh, let me just go run out and get something, or I'm not staying in this house because they locked us down, I'm going to get something to eat. You go get something to eat, go swipe your card or go get some money out, and bloop, bloop, it don't work. You don't make it because you don't have no funds. And basically that's just kind of sort of what Fed Now will do. It'll be able to track your funds.
Yeah, that's right. Track your funds and what you're spending money on.
Right. Yeah. So, as they do, as some people noticed that they were doing with your PP loans. Yes, your PP loans. Your PPP loans, those loans.
I ain't getting none of them.
I ain't getting none of them either. Because they tracked every dime you spent. Every dime. If they gave it to you, they wanted to see where it was going. So when it's time to do the audit and you're trying to figure out why you asking me? What you need from me? Oh, because they done already watched everything that you bought.
Mm-hmm.
As you were spending, they was tracking.
Yep, they have a general idea of where it all went.
This is more to track.
It's up to you to tell the truth.
That's it. It's more to track. And of course, with China, Russia, South Africa, and some other nations coming together to basically utilize their own money and not utilize the US dollar, the United States is trying to find a way to kind of get in the game. And with crypto, blowing up and then kind of phasing a little bit and kind of now being in, well, we got to see how we can make money off this first in order to utilize it the way we want to. Here we go. Again, with another way for them to, kind of find a way to still compete. Because after a while, what will the dollar mean? It's already paper, just an IOU note.
That's it.
Yeah,
that's not backed by gold anymore. When did they drop that? Back in what year did they drop that?
What, gold?
Yeah, that they no longer use gold or precious minerals to back that. Was that in the 70s?
I want to say so. I think like this late 70s.
Okay. Because I always assumed that it was backed by gold.
Yeah, I mean they do, but not as much, because they print out so much paper because they just print it out once they just reprint it. So it's like they constantly printing paper to the point where at this moment it's really non-existent. It really means anything. It don't mean nothing at this point.
Well, it really won't mean anything if the banks fold.
Yeah, right. If the banks fold, you can literally wipe your ass with it because it won't mean anything. And that's the unfortunate part. But yeah, definitely check out that Fed Now clip. And I think with that, we have gotten all the news out the way. And I do have some stories of oh, hell no, you didn't, or these Karens and these kind of things. So I think we'll look at that. Let's see. First one, because this is mail. All right. So these white folks is out here. They are going crazy, going absolutely bananas. And I really don't know what to say. I'm confused. I am really confused. I am not confused to where it's coming from because I know where it's coming from. What perplexes me, or what I'm behooved by, is why these people think that they've watched a lot of Eyes on the Prize that somebody won't get up and rise on their ass and give them a prize that they've been wanting for so long, which is a good old-fashioned ass whooping. That's what I'm confused about. I really don't understand that part of their courage. If that's a thing,
No,
I'm.
they just pumped. They still high. That's what that is.
Oh, is that what it is? Is
Yeah,
that what it is?
they still riding high off of that once that adrenaline flow, you feeling good. You think you can just go out here and just talk to anybody or do anything to anybody out on these streets.
Yeah,
But they're finding out the hard way, aren't they? And this is what I'm here for.
yeah. I'm really confused. Like, why would you think that somebody wasn't gonna rise up and like bust you in your complete utter ass for some of the stuff that you've done? Now, I was gonna try and this, but I'll just play it because I can't get it right now. And I think this is it. And let's see if it does.
I had to beat a Karen ass cause she spit on me and told me I don't belong here. And it's my birthday today. Happy birthday to me.
I'm not allowed to eat here.
Yeah, it's the Days Inn, y'all.
I'm checking out.
Days Inn. Nothing wrong with the Days Inn, but I'm just saying.
Yeah, I'm get out of here. Damn. I don't care. Come on. Okay.
Oh, this part brings me way too well. It just.
I'm sorry, bitch. I'm out you, girl. Fuck you. Spit on me again, bitch. Stupid asshole. Okay. That's fine.
Just absolutely crazy.
Y'all.
I just love the sound of paws hitting white flesh.
Yeah, I just. I'm really just like, where did you, what did you think was going to happen? I am confused. Help me understand. What did you think was going to happen? You thought somebody was going to let you just spit on them and you were just going to go unscathed? That your whiteness allowed you to do that without any recourse? Oh, come on, Karen. There's no way. No way on God's green earth. No way. Like, Trump got you all the way. Or your own person got you all the way.
All pumped up. And they tried the wrong one on her birthday. Happy birthday, Queen.
Right. Right. Also, it don't even matter. These Karens out here at the McDonald's giving out head jobs to talk about millions and millions served.
Getting some McNack.
Yes, giving some McNack around. Just serving it up. She's actually a shift supervisor at McDonald's. It's a 10-second video. Yeah, 10-second video of her actually pulling up to the drive-thru and getting service. And yeah, service meaning service for real. I'm not gonna play that one, but yeah, you can look at it at your own time. But yeah, these Karens out here, they're crazy. They're a buck wild. Karen's going wild. It's like the whole new thing here that I'm just like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. Is this what
it sure is? That was that 15-minute break. She had to work quick.
Oh my God!
You can't make you're not making no money at McDonald's. You gotta have a living wage, so you gotta have your side hustle. If you can't go to it, you gotta bring it to you.
Oh my gosh! I was so like, well, goody goddamn. Now,
right.
in this,
I wonder if it has a theme song.
I'll
tell you one thing: there's a lot of special sauce.
Yeah, I'm sure of it. There's this other video too. Let's see if I can get this. I'm gonna have to share this one too. See, I don't think it downloaded. So give me 1 second.
The McDonald's one wasn't blurred. I thought it was blurred.
It is blurred.
Or was it too graphic?
Yeah, a little bit because you can still see. You could, yeah. You
that Bob in action. What showing off her skills.
Well, I mean,
They should always take her skills and go to Burger King.
You can't have it your way. I guess she can have it her way, I guess. But I don't know. That's just a whole mess. So here's this video. Let's take a look at this little one here. Where'd it go? I just need you to play for me, please. And I thank you.
That's a nigger. You called us a nigger in Safeway. Yeah, she did. Bitch, she did. She did. She did. I don't want to hear. She did. She called us a nigger. I don't care. She definitely a nigger. She definitely did. That's disrespectful. To me and your con, you don't call me what you want. But you don't call me no nigger. You don't call me no nigger. You don't call me no nigger.
That's right. That's right.
You don't call nobody no nigger. No, you're not sorry, bitch. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again, bitch. Say it again, bitch. Say it again. Say it again. Say it again. Who's the nigger now? Who's the nigger now?
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out again what is with you thinking you have the authority to say such things and there's not going to be any recourse.
You catch that wrong one on the wrong day.
Yeah.
Okay. Oops, he got excited and to cut his own self off. But she whooped that ass, and I'm here for it. Yes, yeah. I am.
Sorry about that, StreamYard just kicked me out of my own thing. But anyway, yes, absolutely crazy. Like, I don't understand what's wrong with these people.
Evidently, they didn't get the memo at their Facebook chat group. Don't fuck with these black people. Stay serious about that shit.
Well,
they will dot your I.
Well, I think they think, because they see the Blacks for Trump that, it's all good and they can say it like a rap lyric. And it's just like, no, you can't. You can't do this. You will get your face rocked. And yeah.
Yeah. You're right, AR. Trump has left these white people vulnerable. Yes. Gave them that false feeling that
yeah, but
nobody's going to say anything.
He's not even protecting them, which is the part that I'm like,
no, he's not going to.
If you're going to put them out here like that, the least you can do is protect these mofos, but you ain't even protecting them. You just like, well, sorry, I don't know what to tell you.
He won't even acknowledge. He won't acknowledge.
I mean,
and he sure won't give her any money for no cover girl makeup to cover them goddamn black eyes.
Absolutely crazy. I'm trying to find the with the multiple jump posts that I was just looking at. Oh, where'd you go? Also, because I can't find it, but because I'll find it soon. I don't need it anymore. But there was also a video of I know we showed one of this Mexican woman
Karen asked because she spit on me and told
being stopped by the cartel because, of course, she was trying to get across the border and had another large package in her package.
It's a pocketbook.
It's a pocketbook. These women have some talented muscles, some Kenko muscles, because to hold that thing,
How do you walk around with that? That was big.
I don't know. It was huge. It was like it was a big size thing. To walk around.
It was a brick. I'm not lying. It was a brick.
I mean, to walk around with that brick up your U-Haul the whole entire time, like.
But how did they find it? Did they have the guard sniffing the drug?
The dog, maybe the dog sniffed it. I don't know. Maybe they actually bend over and fart. I have no idea. And a little wind came hit the dog's nose. Hot
pockets.
Mexican hot pockets. I don't.
How do you hold it in?
I don't. That's what I said. She got.
I'd have seen, and it'd have been like you dropped.
She got some strong kangaroo muscles. I'm thinking they carry children around like kangaroos. Just put them back up in there and just walk around and just drop them off at school and shit. Because
The crazy part is like I'd have sneezed and shot it out, and it'd have been like when you drop the Johnson & Johnson baby powder, you just go everywhere. Like,
everybody's high. Just everybody. Just
all the furniture, all white, got dust on it.
Coke everywhere. Everybody's high. Everybody's high. Just like it was like a party, like confetti, just poof. But yeah, no, that Mexican woman, like, more power to you. So yeah, to all you enchiladas out there, God bless you. Okay.
But I guess the nurse or whatever that removed it. Even
though they were in shock, they were like kind of asking her in Spanish, how did you get this up there?
But it's like a translator, because I couldn't speak a word of Spanish, but I know what he was saying. How the hell did you? Right. What the hell did you doing this for?
Right, because she looking at it and she looking at her
hand.
Yeah, she just shaking her head like, how did you get this? How did you get this in you? Now, don't get me wrong. You know, we as a people, we can go there too. Because of course, when people want to go home early and your manager or supervisor say, hey, can you just stay around? Or, hey, I need you to do this and do that. And you're like, I got to go home. I need to clock out. Sometimes that doesn't go so well with a lot of people and things happen. Like what happened at the Family Dollar, or the Dollar Tree, excuse me. It was the Dollar Tree when an employee was trying to go home early and the manager said, no, you can't go home early. And this kind of, turned bad for both of them, really. I mean, because you're going to lose your job. But let's take a look at this.
Where it's time for me to go. I want to be
That's the manager.
Just absolute craziness.
I felt like that Sunday night. I felt just like, I know how she felt. I felt like that Sunday night. I looked up, they talking about, got another hour. What the fuck you talking about?
I'm ready to go home now.
It's
just a mess. Yeah, just absolutely crazy.
But the bad thing is, she was probably really tired. But they run with skeleton crews.
Yeah.
They don't run a full staff to actually, you would normally believe, to run the store. That's why you always see stuff all laying in the aisles and crap.
That's it. And not to mention that they just increased, of course, their products to now everything being $1.25 from the dollar that you used to spend. So lightly staffed, but increase in charging for products. So make that make sense.
But they make money. How many stores do you actually know that could shut a store down for a month to straighten it out and then open it again? They're making money.
They're making a lot of money.
They don't have employees. You might have 3 employees for the whole goddamn store.
That's why their lines be so long. You ever been in the Dollar Tree?
Back in the day, during the Christmas holiday, that's about it.
Well, I didn't know anything about them till I moved to Maryland. We recently, within a few, about 5 or 6 years, they've been up in New York, but we used to have like 99 cents everything, which nothing was 99 cents.
Yeah.
So, that's just crazy. But yeah, they make tons of money. And the one up here is always hot as hell. Like I hate going into it, especially in the summertime, because you want to die. You're like, God damn, do y'all believe in cutting air on in this? Like this little fan that you blowing this hot air around is not helping.
But they don't save it on air conditioner. They're not there for your comfort. Definitely not. And don't buy the food. You don't know where it doesn't follow. Look, our regular food doesn't even follow the FDA association, what you're supposed to be eating. Shit, you have lead in the toys, coming from China and everything else. So
yeah, just a whole bunch of mess. Let's see what else we got here. I think I kind of got everything, but this one little video here of if you, quick question, if you was caught cheating on your boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever, would you pay to keep them? Would you pay to keep them? And it's an interesting question because there's a video that goes along with this story. Give me 1 second. I can cue it up. I wish it was all downloaded so I could just hit the button, but it didn't. So we just got to do it the old-fashioned way. We're clicking the share.
And I done went through this bitch phone and she texting her ex. Bro, I don't want to hear that shit, man. No, fuck that, bro.
Hey, it's not what
No.
you mean. It wasn't that serious.
Bro, fuck out of here. Fuck that.
It was
Bro,
not
I done
that
went through your phone and you still texting
Please do
your
not
ex.
leave me, please.
Bro,
Please.
fuck, get the fuck off me.
Please,
It's
it's not that
over.
serious. I'm so
It's
sorry.
over. Fuck.
Baby, I will give you $1,000.
Why the fuck is you crying?
$1,000.
You is not about to give me no $1,000, man.
Take
Fuck
me to
out of
the
here.
bank. Please, come on.
You really about to give me $1,000?
Yes, just take me to the bank.
Why is you crying?
Because I don't want you to leave me. Let's go.
Alright. She really got that bread from me. That shit crazy.
Interestingly, the government's trying to figure out if she got that bread too.
Alright, now go ahead, delete that man number, and we get your number changed tomorrow.
Okay. You're not gonna leave me, right?
Shut the fuck
I'd have kicked out that goddamn. I'd have took that goddamn money. No, they should have called the police and said I robbed her.
Right.
But I'd have kicked her ass out of that goddamn car and took that money.
I just don't. I mean, what the hell is going on? What the hell is going on? $1,000?
Yeah, but you could have paid me.
I don't know.
She obviously has some. Well, I can't even say she had self-esteem issues because she was still talking to the ex. So,
Well, I mean, but look at it. I mean, okay.
she's up. Be nice. She was talking. She was just talking about she didn't want him to leave her, but evidently it was okay for her to do what it is, whatever she did.
Right. I can't. What you say?
That's right. Take cash payments for my pain. Well, it ain't enough. I know that's right, but I know you can only get it. You only get what, $1,000 or $2,000 a day. It all depends on what she had.
No, goodness gracious! But I'm just trying to figure out where that money was coming from. I think that's my question.
She works. These children's got jobs.
Yeah, let's hold.
It might have been her income tax money. He hit it at the right time.
Possibly. Yeah, and I think with that, I am done on that end. I was gonna play the other one, but I don't have to do that right now. Because I don't really have nothing to talk about as far as because everybody's talking about the Tracy misunderstood kind of saga thing. My whole thing is I can't vacation for 7 days. That's just way too much. It's feel like overkill, but if you like it, I love it for you guys and continue to watch it. But
Are they out of the country? I could do it out of the country.
No, they are in San Diego, California. They're in California, just chilling.
No, that's like I could stay here at my own ghetto.
Yeah, right? I mean, you mutually go someplace different. You don't go someplace, like that. You do that mainly like with a friend, not just somebody you play friends with online, and then you go into their area and their things. And
what else are they playing? Because them titty pictures, all that.
I am so sick of I am sick of titties. Sick of titties. I'm sick of her titties. I really am sick of her titties. And I like a good pair of
You say, I'm sick of her titties.
I'm sick of her titties. I am so sick of her titties. I'm tired of looking at them. I'm tired of her showing them. I'm just tired. Just tired. Just tired.
But I will say this. I will tell her this. If she lose her tummy, her breast will look big.
Yeah, well, you know, I don't know. Like, I guess.
Because her belly looked like a third titty.
That's as my mother would say, we call them beers. That's that beer.
Yeah,
belly.
that's what it looks like, a beer belly.
Yeah, that's that beer belly. You know, it's that keg she got in there. You know, you gotta you pick your battles, pick your choices. But you know, it's nice to see that she's, you know, out and about. I just feel it's unfortunate that the people that watch you wind up paying for your excursions the way that they do. You know, and then you turn around when it's rent time and be back home talking about, guys, it's time to pay rent. Well, you should have thought about that when you were on your trip, because rent is still due. But you know, hey, I don't know. It makes no sense to me, but hey,
Look like it's time to sell some ass.
Yep. Who's buying that?
Come on, baby. Come on, my babies.
Who's buying that? No way.
Look, there's always a market for ass.
Yeah, I guess.
There's always a market for ass.
I guess you're right, sir. Just not a market.
I wouldn't pay for it.
Mm-hmm.
That's something I can get for free.
Right. I mean,
and mustard flavor too.
No, definitely. Coming to a city near you, the condiments. Coming to a city near you, the condiments.
I know. I hope it ain't hot mustard. That's spicy.
And ketchup.
No, we don't want. If you use the ketchup, you're gonna have to put that in the dark towel.
Yeah, you got to put that in that dark towel. One from Walmart that you don't mind getting dirty.
Don't get
ketchup and mustard. They're out and about. Find them in a city near you. The condiments. Yeah, so you know, great for them. I think that's great. But yeah, I'll pass. But you know, it is what it is. I can't. Just the fact that the mustard is even just the ongoing thing makes me, again. And I love spicy mustard, brown mustard. I love it. I don't.
It's definitely be brown now. That may not be mustard. Now you ask for a whole lot. There's a lot of flavors.
It just reminds me of like crab, like, you know, like the actual crab, because I'm a crab leg person. I'm not like the whole full crab.
You don't do the whole thing?
No, because it's too much you can't eat. Like, don't eat this, don't eat the mustard or the dead man or whatever. And that's what I think of when I think of
that. Okay. Yeah, it's
just like
you have to know what you can eat and what you can't eat. That's why you have the lights. That's why you keep the lights on.
Don't want it. And she looked like she's the meat curtain down there. I'm just saying, it looks like there's a possible meat curtain. If it's mustard, it might be a heavy curtain.
It might be a deli.
It might be a lot of salami in there too. A lot of thick pieces of meat just hanging around.
Well, you know, you can get that trimmed nowadays too. Look at that. Look at the United States. You could be anything you want.
But it's cheaper to go outside. Yeah, you may risk your life. Of the United States, you may not come back.
I was going to say you may not come back.
Well, I mean, you know, sounds like a lunch meat sandwich to me. Yeah, that's what it's kind of like, people. It's kind of like deli meat, very much not giving you boar's head, but giving you more like what's the supermarket brand? You know, like Great Value. You know, Not like boar's head.
Check the expiration date on that.
Yeah, but giving you that thick kind of, is this meat? What is this? You know, pasty kind of meat. Spam in a can, cut it up, fry it, that type of stuff. Very thick slices of meat.
Cut extra thick.
I need about a pound of thick slices. Cut them thin.
Do you get cheese with that?
I'm sure
cheese. All that shit. I has gotten some deli cheese. That shit expensive too.
I'm sure there's some cheese involved from some uncircumcised cheesemos that are just hanging around. Cheese whiz all over the place. I'm sure. But yeah, like I said, more power to the people. I'm just fooling around and cutting up. But yeah, it's nice to travel. And, hopefully she's having a good time. I would reconsider this whole 7 days. Because this is the second time she done did this whole week of travel thing. And it's always around this time. That's interesting. So I guess she gearing y'all up to pay her rent. Because it's like, oh, look, guys. Y'all have traveled with me. Now you got to help me pay my rent so I can stay here for another month and then travel again. Yeah, but I mean, if it works, it pays the bills, Ain't nothing going on but the rent. You got to have a JLB if you want to be with Tracy.
You dumb. Get off. Get off. So dumb.
Because I don't know. I just, I don't get it. But
Patty do Oscar Mayer, yeah.
Her baloney has a first name. Her baloney has a first name. Question is, what is the baloney's first name?
I don't want to know.
It's just making chunks develop in my throat right now.
You have dry heaves.
Yeah, it's like, oh. But again, truly more power to you. Have fun, have at it. But try doing some job applications and things of that nature. Get that license together so that way you can rent a car and you don't have to worry about people driving you around. That's a start, especially when you go on a vacation to other cities. Get that credit together so you can rent a car and then do your own thing, so you're not beholden to the people when you go to their cities.
Does she not have a license?
Apparently it was like suspended or something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that's
down here. They're making it the ID. You can't do anything without it.
You can't do nothing without it. So I don't know, but we shall see. Because you can't do nothing. You needed to do everything. So I don't know, but good luck to you. Good luck to you. I don't know how you was able to get on the plane with no whatchamacallit, because they be like, excuse me, step to the side, please. Your shit came back red.
I brought 2 bills with my address on it.
Right. I brought 2 bills with my address on it and my accents check that I get from Google. Yeah, that's my payroll check. That's the same address. See, look, babies. Well, yeah, just absolutely crazy. But
I don't know who's funding them. So
yeah, I don't know who's funding. But getting back to some other things, Snowfall. I did watch the latest episode. That was really
very good. Very, very good.
Really good. Now I was really like looking at Mama sideways. I ain't even gonna hold you, because I was like, really, if you really think that man, that your husband is alive, knowing good and well he found y'all and murdered your husband, you know that for a fact, to be like, oh, I let him go and he did. Oh
no, Mama was pissed.
No, she was pissed
because remember before that he really, I guess, really pretty much dismissed her when they first killed her husband,
right?
And him and her were talking, and he was like, "You're not even a threat,"
right?
And Mama was like, "This
okay,
just dismissed me." That's why she was hot, but she knew that there would be no way in the world that Franklin would be able to walk away, the girl, the grandbaby, and Franklin walk away with this whole mess, because once he got that money, the government would start tracking him.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But he still can't get the money now because dude's dead. Do I even think he was on the phone with the actual bank? No. I don't even think he was on the phone.
But remember, this is a government agent.
Yeah.
But if he's dead, they're gonna have to, where did this money? And then they'll start looking into. Even though I'm sure that they already knew what he was kind of doing, it's one of those things. It's covert operation. We're just gonna look away.
Right.
Part of the whole Nixon. Was it Ronald Reagan or Nixon? I think it was Ronald Reagan during that time period. I think it was Ronald Reagan during that time period, with the whole drugs coming in type of thing. But you can't have an agent go out here, fund arms in another country, and just disappear. Snatch this guy's money.
What, B-boy? You've never watched it? No, you gotta watch it.
Are you kidding? Oh, that is a guilty pleasure.
Yeah, once I started watching,
for me, that's like The Wire. Once I started watching it,
yeah,
I just couldn't. I couldn't stop. I had to. But
so
Mama knew what she was doing, because because the white guy definitely did not see her as a threat, and he made it a point, and he was cocky about it.
Yeah, he definitely was.
That cap in that ass. She made sure. He was dead.
Well,
because
he knew. Well, he knew he had made it. He was scot free at that point. It was the exchange, and he knew that once those funds was exchanged, or whatever minimal funds would have been exchanged, he would have put a freeze on the rest of it, so he wouldn't have been able to get it. Or if he would have given him the money, he still would have tracked it to find out where he was and stalked him for however long he felt like playing cat and mouse with Franklin. So I think Mama knew at the end, and especially the way he was like, of course I murdered him, of course he's dead, he's not coming back to you, that it was like enough is enough, and just ended it all right there.
Snowfall is about what, 6 seasons?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Was it 5 seasons?
I think this is 5. I think this is 5.
But this is the last season.
Yeah, it's the last season.
But I think the only way I think that he's going to be able to have a decent life is if he takes his family and they go to Africa. They pick some country in Africa, because what little bit of money that he has here,
well, that's running out because they're about to default on their loans.
Yeah, but if he just disappears, he takes whatever he has or put it up for sale.
Right. I mean, he could do that. I'm like the ex aunt or whomever she is. I'm over her because everything is like Franklin's fault, and it's like, no, it's not really Franklin's fault.
No, it was her fault too. That was her fault.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, that's not just it. She has this thing where everything now is Franklin's fault, and it's like, no, some of that is your fault. Like, you have to take accountability for some of the stuff that you've done. Your search for greed or wanting to want more because what Franklin was giving you, quote unquote, wasn't enough, started where you're at. You know what I'm saying? Like that started that. And I noticed that she doesn't like to take accountability for that.
She helped make him that monster because he was not that person. He was I'm going to school, I'm going to college.
Right.
And B-Boy, when you watch it, you have to notice his transformation, how he changes. He becomes a monster.
Yeah, he becomes ruthless. Yeah.
Really ruthless. But yeah, I knew Mama was going to do something because Mama she had a real bitter taste in her mouth. After that.
Yeah, she did.
Because even she referred to it maybe like 2 or 3 episodes back. How he kind of dismissed her.
Yeah, I remember.
And then he's going to play that game saying that, oh, your husband's in jail in some other country, whatever type of thing. And then when she asked him, well, what jail is he in or what country is he in?
Right.
And he was like, "You think I put in? You're stupid." Blah blah blah. And she was like, "I'm gonna pop this motherfucker."
Right.
But he was too comfortable. Teddy,
Yeah.
Teddy was too comfortable.
Well, he's always been that way. But did you see what part that killed me and was like, this is how they think? When he was like, it's my money. I made you. And I'm taking it because it's my money and you can't have my money. I built it. I built you. It's that same kind of mantra that they all think that they, we helped you. We even the racist cabinet people that got caught on video, they get more rights than we get. Who? How do we have more rights than you all have? And yet we out here getting killed.
It had to be a black person. If they had to be a black person for 5 years, I guarantee you they would offer.
They kill themselves.
Actually, they would have a stroke first from the stress and strain.
It's just absolutely crazy. Oh, thank you.
Lady fine as fuck.
But yeah, it's absolutely crazy how people I mean that's how they really think. I mean, I watched that scene like twice because I was really like, wow, if he didn't hit the nail on the head of how they think about us when they view us even in successful areas, to where in which look at the black actor who just did Creed 3, was it 3? Yeah, Creed 3.
Yeah.
Just from the accusation, canceled, dropped, everything. There's no nothing. We're not even thinking about, well, maybe did he do it? Did he not do it? No, we're just gonna just drop.
He ended up losing the deal with the armed services. I think he commercial.
Yeah, he was in a commercial.
Now they've questioned his role with the Marvel movies.
With the Marvel movies, yep. And it's just and then she tried to go back and walk it back and say, no, it didn't happen. It was too late. You put it out there. Mm-hmm. And we all know what happens when Lily White talks about, somebody
even though she might have been that shit crazy,
Somebody did something to me. Somebody help. They come running out the woodworks. What happened? What happened?
What she should have said was, he was beating me with his dick. That's what he was doing. That's what he was beating me with his dick, and we got a little rough. And I kept saying, blue.
Pineapple. He wasn't listening. He wasn't listening to the code words. He was doing 50 Shades of Gray, and she turned out more gray than she should have because he was fucking her. She was very gray. She was dark gray. She was charcoal gray. And she didn't know how to handle it. Just like in the movie 50 Shades of Grey, she kept talking about, take me to your room. Let me see what you do. And he finally was like, all right, bitch, you want to see what I do? Let's go. And she was like, don't touch me anymore. Yeah, because you couldn't handle it. You can't handle the truth, like Jack Nicholson said. Speaking of Jack Nicholson, he old as hell. And these people out here like snapping pictures of him and stuff like that. Leave Jack Nicholson alone. He's old. We get it. He's old. Let the man just live out his life in peace.
Why are they snapping pictures of him?
Because he's been in like hiatus for months now, and nobody's seen him. So they've seen him, and a English tabloid has been posting pictures of him since they found him. But yeah, it's Jonathan Majors. Yeah, that's it.
And his publicist and management company did drop.
Yeah, they all.
But the funny part of that whole thing is everybody was just saying, once they found out with the accusations that the girl was white, and it was like, oh shit, she gonna fuck up his bag. God damn it, it ain't happened.
It ain't happened, right? Yeah, like you this is what they do. This is what they do. I mean, even against their own white counterparts, look what happened to Johnny Depp. And she on the stand taking bumps. I mean, she on the stand with the tissue, like, and you're like, did she really just take a snort of cocaine on the stand with the judge sitting there? You got in the courtroom.
And I'm just thinking about where that cocaine might have came from. We done seen how they get it in the country. hiding in their tacos.
She been talking to Maria. She been talking to Maria. You got to do your cankles and hold it tight. And she been, but yeah, just absolutely crazy. So I just, again, I don't know where this whole, and it's gay, straight, or whatever. And granted, I'm not against interracial couples, but it just seems to be when they reach a certain level of stardom and fame, it's like you instantly go to that as if like, that's different. And sometimes they hang around too because they know you may be headed towards stardom, and it's like, oh, but if you take me along, I can catapult your career to higher heights. And then when stuff ain't right or you don't get your way, you put it out there and then
eye candy.
Shut it down. Shut it all the way down. Johnny Depp lost his whole life. He can never be Jack Sparrow ever again. God damn. Speaking of Jack Sparrow, Disney real quick, Rhonda Satan, because it just popped in my head, wants to build a prison next to Disney. So Disney, gave them the nice fuck you.
But you know who's going to pay for it, right?
Yeah, the people.
The people.
The citizens of Florida. So yeah, y'all keep letting Ron DeSatan drive y'all straight to hell because y'all going to be paying for that ride.
Straight. Oh, hell yeah. And that's going to be an e-ticket. They still got them tickets. It's been a while since I've been.
I want to see how many of these old retired fogies are going to pay their whole retirement in their taxes. Oh, they gonna be shitting bricks when they got to pay their taxes and then all that shit. Their 401ks and their good old pensions when they thought they was gonna live it easy up in Florida, when they got to pay all them taxes and shit because he fucking around with Disney because Disney was just minding their business.
As a parts of it, they have to swim through.
Oh, and the more they kept denying climate change and shit like that, they're gonna be swimming a lot more. So these old people better start. You better get to your YMCA's and start, using your doggy paddle because you're gonna be.
That was crazy, and he was nowhere to be found.
Bloop. Be looking like the Titanic.
Now, and not only do you have to worry about water in your homes, but then you got to worry about alligators and all that kind of shit. You can't even walk through the water. Oh, that is crazy. And snakes and all that kind of shit up in there.
Yeah, y'all keep thinking shit's a game. Shit ain't sweet. You be worried about whomever. You're talking about stand your ground. You be standing your ground with nature. Buy a boat. Yeah, hopefully you got one. Hopefully,
yeah, because you already got a dock. Right, dock pull right up to your front door. Just think all those people that bought beachfront property.
God damn.
This shit has to be under the water.
Eroding by the day. Yeah, it's cute. It's nice. It's nice to run out and people when they vacation. But yeah, it's eroding by the day, by the hour, by the minute.
But a lot of people don't. Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
Oh, a lot of them don't have flood insurance because it's so high because of the area that they live in that they don't carry flood insurance.
Well, a lot of the insurance companies don't even carry it, even though they know that the areas are susceptible to floods and other natural disasters. They don't carry it on purpose because you're thinking, oh, I got this house dirt cheap and this is my vacation home and all this other kind of bullshit. Okay, when you in a vacation and that shit got a hole in the roof because Hurricane Mary then came through and swooped the whole roof up. Good luck.
Yeah, climate change is real. That's like for the last 2 weeks down here, we've had fire alert, brush fire alert, because it's been so dry, hot, and windy.
Yeah.
I was like, why are we I said, it's supposed to be springtime. I said, shit, we're like the goddamn desert in the West Coast. It's like the damn rainforest.
Right. Switching sides.
Yeah, switching sides. Now I ain't mad because ain't nothing worse than pumping water out your basement. Ain't nothing like it.
Yeah. I can definitely understand. But with that said, that's all I got. Unless anybody had anything else they wanted to add.
I think earlier Babs had asked about the Fox News and Dominion.
Yes, at $778 million. It's a whole heap, a lot of money. And they rightfully so deserve to get their ass whoops. Now they're of course spinning it, talking about Fox News. They wanted to make sure they maintain journalistic integrity and all this other type of shit. And it's like, but bitch, you do know you're on tape basically saying that you guys knew that the whole shit was bullshit and you would just keep running it anyway. So yeah, you should have to pay. And you didn't want it to go to trial because, of course, it goes to trial. It's public everywhere. Now you could just say, because of course the settlement was probably like Dominion really can't say much about the situation. They could just take their money and go, and they can spin it however they want to make it look like they just paid the money to keep the whole thing quiet. When the reality is, no, they paid the money because they had to, because there was no way that they were going before the judge with the information that they withheld particular information from that judge, and they think that judge was going to give them, oh yeah, we'll give you a nice little trial. That judge would probably say, I'm dismissing the jury right now, and I'll be the one to determine what they'll pay. And they knew it, and they was just like, y'all better settle, because if you don't settle, he's gonna make y'all pay out the ass. He's probably gonna bankrupt the Fox network if y'all don't settle. And of course they settled because they scared. Because they talk a lot of shit. And this is what I don't understand. They've created this frenzy too. They're not innocent. CNN too. And all these cable just for ratings. They've whipped this shit up. And now to the point where you done bake the cake, now you don't want to eat it. Or you're still trying to feed it to other people. Then talking about something. No, it's really good cake. No, bitch, you cook this shit up. Now you sit there and eat it. Eat every bit of it, all $778 million of it, even millions or billions, whatever it was. Eat all of it. Eat all of it. Eat all of it. And I hope that Dominion is able to talk about it and put the truth out there. I hope they weren't hit with a gag order.
Yeah.
I do probably think that they were. So again, Fox continue to perpetuate this whole thing of, we just wanted to, because it was just being dragged back and forth, and we just wanted to make sure to cut it off. No, bitch, you had to, because you've been lying to the judge the whole goddamn time. And the lady that quit, that's also suing Fox, she had the tapes. She did a Linda Tripp on your ass, and she did a Linda Tripp on your ass, and you wasn't ready. You wasn't ready. And she got your ass because you didn't know what she had. And she had the smoking guns to light their asses on fire. And they ain't have no choice. So it is what it is. But, what you expect is Fox News. And I'm not going to say all of Fox News is bad, because it's nice to listen to different people's perspective. But the shit,
a lot of that shit is just so crazy.
Yeah. But
it is literally the Twilight Zone.
Yeah, like a lot of this shit is just off the wall, and you stoke the fires. Like the Carson dude, what's his name? The white honky dude with the comb over like Donald Trump that's always crying. What's his name? He's part of a wealthy family, but yeah, him always talking racist shit and kind of dancing around this whole white power bullshit. That's what you stoke up. And then you got these poor white folks that don't got shit to their name thinking, they're equal. What? These people, no education, no nothing.
Tucker Carlson.
Yes. Thank you. This shows you how much I really care about what he says. But it's just like you have people like that stoking fires, and yet this man comes from he didn't have to be a broadcaster on Fox News. He comes from a wealthy family of slave owners, of industrial destroyers, of this communistic, capitalistic society of let's build wealth. So him doing it is like being on YouTube and you already have a job, but you're just doing this for shits and giggles. So yeah, firing up all that racist shit talk, that's what you get. That's just what y'all get. I hope more comes funneling down. I hope this woman stands by her lawsuit and sues the hell out of them as well and gets a whole chunk of money from them too. Because at this point, these news outlets need to be held accountable for the shit that they're saying.
Right. You can actually see how news really has changed.
Yeah. Because if he lost, he lost. Period. Point blank. What's the big deal? He lost, he lost. He can run again. But to keep doing this lie like it was stolen with no evidence. It's stolen. They stole it from me. And you got these little crackerjacks running to the Capitol to destroy it. And we sit up there talking about something. Well, that's the same thing that the Tennessee 3 did with the protest in the well. It's not. Nowhere near close. But, and not to mention the two of them were reinstated.
Yeah, went right on back. And you know what? I wanted them to go in there and say, we back, bitches.
Right. But it's just ridiculous. But then we can sit here and go, "Oh, this is not a racist country." And even speaking of Tim Scott, have you seen his political kind of? I may be jumping in the arena to be president. The first thing he talks about as a black man is the Civil War.
He is so out of touch. You know what? He's not married. I thought he was married.
He's not married? I could assume he was married.
That's probably what his problem is. You get backed up, man.
Oh gosh. Well, no, not dumb people. Ask Lindsey Graham. Lindsey Graham is freaking clear. He has exercised his demons.
No, Lindsey. No,
Little G make sure that he because he does so much. He's been crying on the news for Trump. And
they must have some serious
shit.
The
Russians must have gotten all of his dirt on that man. They got him bent over backwards. They got him doing spread eagles. They got him doing all types.
If I go over to Pornhub and I put Lindsey Graham.
Listen, y'all thought Andrew Gillum
cakes getting plunged.
Y'all thought Andrew Gillum's things was serious. I bet you Lindsey's got some stuff on him.
Boy, you know what? I bet you he gets fists with both fists. You ever see them do a double fist? Where they punching that asshole.
It sounds like a plunger.
Look, I wish this shit wasn't so laggy. You can see my face and I can do vision. Waka 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 waka. It's like, oh my God, how that's look, you'll fit a bowling ball in that motherfucker. I bet you they had something on it. They probably pulled out all his stuff.
I am not going with you, Jay.
But who's going to make you get up there and boo? He done cried like 2 or 3 times within the last month.
Yeah, he has. And it's not even his campaign. It has nothing to do with him. Nothing to do with him.
That we need begging for money for Trump.
Yeah.
I thought was real crazy.
Yeah.
Here you're begging money for a billionaire.
And if you don't have it, just pray. Like, what?
No, he prayed. He don't want all his shit out. But it's like, damn, Lindsey, we know.
Yeah, we already know, Lindsey. It's like a mother knowing. We already know, Lindsey. We just wait for you to come out the closet, Lindsey.
Lindsey's the coon of the gay world.
Right. We were standing at the closet like, are you ready to come out yet? No, not yet.
No, just close the door.
How about now? Are you ready to come out? Okay. Well, when you're ready, we right here, Lindsey. Lady G, we right here.
I want to see Lindsey's drag pictures.
It's probably right next to what's his face, the one from New York. George Santos. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, he probably get double fisted. I know that's probably some way out shit. That or scat. Something really crazy.
Whoever it is, I know the man's name is Tyrone. He's real buff and he's got plenty of meat.
He got
double meat.
Double meat.
Double stuff. Oh, that's some boar's head. That is some boar's head meat there. That's some top quality boar's head.
Goodness.
These politicians.
Because he has definitely sold his soul.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, the minute you go, Donald Trump's scum, Donald Trump's this, he's a con artist, he's a con, he's a this, he's a that. The next minute they sent that envelope with them photos.
Mm-hmm. The Lord done sent him down to save us. He jumped real quick.
He jumped immediately. The Lord, Donald Trump is the savior that we need. Donald Trump.
Because seriously, when he did that, I was like, "What the hell was that?"
Who gives a damn that Donald Trump was paying a whore for sex? Like, what? Wow. But these are Christian folks. These are your Bible toting men.
Evangelicals.
Women can't sleep with women, but it's okay if you get yourself a piece of side pussy while your wife's pregnant because she can't really do the do. That's okay.
Evangelical genitals.
Yes, yes. What do you think about Mary Magdalene? That's it's in the Bible. It's in the Bible. It's okay.
That's right. AR water sports.
I'm not casting the first
45 piss. That's what that. It foams up.
That's that old.
Yeah. That malt liquor. That's like the what is that? What beer is that they're supposed to be boycotting because it has
Coke not Coke 45. Coors Light. Coors. Think it was Coors.
Coors Light. Okay.
Yeah, Coors Light. Because that's America's beer. It used to be Anheuser-Busch.
Pour out all that beer that you bought.
That's right. I'm gonna pour it all out, just like I poured out all of my Jack Daniels when some drag queens was promoting Jack Daniels. I poured it all out, and I'm gonna pour out all of my beers because that's non-American. I like to drink my Bud Light. I like to drink my Coors. I like to drink my Jack Daniels. That actually, if I knew anything about Jack Daniels, it was created by a black man. So oops. Oops.
Mm-hmm.
But these people, they talk about shit, but they don't know nothing about their actual.
A good movie thought would be if they made a movie called 5 Years a Black Man. That's what white men turn black for 5 years. See how long these motherfuckers last.
That'd be a short movie. The credits would still be rolling. Okay, by the time the movie would be over.
Yeah, the trans girl. Danny Lynn or Danny whatever Mulvaney loves Devaney or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. And Chris Rock. Kid Rock. All people. Rock. Like, get the fuck out of here.
You know what? He needs to go back to that shack, whatever he just crawled out of.
It's like trailer park with money. Like, really? Seriously? Like, he's been trashed the entire time. You just kind of rose to some kind of different thing because you was riding on Donald Trump's coattails, and of course you got the rest of your hillbillies out of thing. But okay, so you don't like it, so we're going to get a whole keg of it and get our guns and light it and shoot it up. Like, this is what we're doing. This is this is maturity. This is mature. This is Christian values. It's like, it makes no sense to me. Like, you cannot make this make sense and then sit here and talk about religion. It's ridiculously stupid. I just don't get it.
Yeah, religion and malt liquor go together.
That ain't even malt liquor. I don't even know what that is. At least with malt liquor, you had Billy D. Williams. I'd rather be like, well, I feel like Billy D. when I drink this Coke 45 than I feel like
sleepy and ready to go to sleep.
Right. Then I feel like Kid Rock.
Oh, hell no. Dirty, scruffy.
Dirty, scruffy.
Got lice.
Just light bugs, just chilling. If I'm drinking, no, thank you. No, thank you. I'll pass. But anyway. You beautiful people, I think that's all we got for today. If there's anything else anybody wanted to share, this is that time where you do that. Any other questions that I may have missed, please make sure you can always DM me. And thank you all for your DMs, your messages, and things of that nature with these different articles and things. I do share them out on my Instagram. So if you are following me on Instagram, then you know that as well from my Captivating Christian Instagram, which is a little more private me, and also from the CCNTV 2 channel.
They want to know how private. Well, you just have to go over there and find out.
Right, you do. So They're spending money to destroy the beer. Yeah, they are. They're spending
not
money
as exciting as Twitter, but it is.
Yeah. I can't even lock the Twitter anymore. So all that is out in the open. Jesus Christ. But it's okay. Yeah. But yeah, they're spending. I mean, make that make sense.
I guess that means you gotta put out some. Gotta put out some new material.
That may be doing something else. I don't know.
I am dying.
You are a mess tonight. But anyway, yeah.
That's because I can't show my fucking face.
Oh, is that what it is?
Yeah, that's what that is. It's easier to do this shit when these people can't see your face.
When you can't see you. That part
it's a lot easier. It's like, oh, okay. Because oh my goodness. I'm over here dying.
Cracking up. Probably crying.
Having a good ass time. I mean, not saying we don't have fun, but I'm having a good ass time tonight. So
I understand. It is quite okay because we always have a good time here. But yeah, spending money to destroy their own beer, like make that make sense. I'm gonna buy it to blow it up. I'm gonna buy it to shoot it up.
Well, they've always been dumb like that.
Yeah, they have. I mean, although don't get me wrong.
Well, they burning up tennis shoes.
Yeah, Bud Light has taken a drop in their sales since this, of course,
But do they think that trans people and everybody else don't drink beer either?
Yeah, I mean, no.
I mean, it's not just for truck drivers and farmers.
Only straight white men drink Bud Light. And let's talk about that. Bud Light. You can't even handle the heavy stuff.
I was going to say it's Bud Light.
It's light.
It could be.
Are you concerned about the calories? You don't want to walk around with a treacy belly? Okay.
Oh no, she need to drink champagne. Remember that?
Champagne, not pale.
Champagne. Get some champagne. Pink champagne.
Champagne and Ripple. Just light it up like car fluid. But yeah, I don't know. These people. Somebody get these people some life. But with that said, you guys have a great week because it's just started. It's only Tuesday.
And probably as soon as we get off, shit start popping.
It does all the time. All the time. But yeah, and until next time, America, be safe, moisturize. Can't stress that enough. You must moisturize because there's a lot of ashy people out here, and you don't want to be caught being ashy. Anything you want to say finally as we close out, sir?
No, everybody just take care of yourself. Be aware of what's going on. Make your young folk, make sure that they're aware of what's going on.
Yes.
That's all I have to say.
Yeah, definitely. Because they out here killing us, y'all. Point blank and period. They are out here killing us, and it's
look if they allow their own children to be killed, and not by the eye of they don't talk about us. So
talk about it.
You keep whipping them parents' asses. Keep whipping them. We need more stuff like that. I live for that shit.
Yeah, I do too. That was
it gives me warm, tingly feelings.
Yeah, great joy. Talk about it. We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We whip that ass. And that's what it shall be. But until next time, America. All right, peace, love, and hair grease.